Hello everyone, my name is Andrew AJT and welcome to the new world record for Super Melee Adventure 64 for the Luigi category. This is a ROM hack, a fan-made mod of Super Mario 64 based on the Super Smash Bros. Melee Adventure mode. And there are 5 main characters, all with differences: Mario, Luigi, Ness, and Falcon. And Luigi is overall the fastest character for the speedrun. Each character has its own individual separate speedrun, and Luigi overall is the best because he has great jumping ability. He can jump very high. He has a very similar moveset to Mario. He doesn't really have any major differences other than just like the Nintendo games where he jumps higher and is a bit slippery, but the low traction doesn't usually come into play. He is a bit floaty as well, which is not good for certain things like rollouts. It takes a bit longer for him to roll out from like a dive or slide kick. He's the only one who can do this version of the high roll skip in this stage, the triple jump into wall kicks, and then Mario can do this portion as well, up onto the final plank here, but Luigi just tends to do it the fastest because of his great jumps. There's the high roll stage done, so next is Corneria. And in case you couldn't tell, the stages are actually fairly faithful to the Super Smash Bros. Melee Adventure mode. You have, Hyrule Temple, you have a Corneria stage. Just the differences, we're not like fighting Fox here. Instead, we're going to be collecting red coins. So going to do the more difficult route here again, as I've talked about in previous runs of this. This movement was a little bit awkward, and it is actually tricky there with Luigi. There's a lot of movement early in the stage that involves jumping down, and doing that as a floatier character can be tricky. So with this little bit more difficult route, we get an R-wing, or rather we get a red coin while the R-wing is already in motion. So that just kind of saves a little bit of time doing two things at once, essentially, because we would have had to wait for the R-wing anyway, and that route just saves about 2 seconds. I did not discover that route, but I did not always go for it because 2 seconds is a small time save for a bunch of added difficulty, especially the part where you have to go downhill on the lower wing to get the red coin before going on the R-wing, and then the jump to the moving R-wing is also easy to mess up as well. But because it's such a short speed run, the 2 seconds does come in handy. And we could actually run a little bit off the side of the R-wing because I believe it has the same exact shape as the carpet from the vanilla Mario 64, which it's obviously mimicking the behavior of, so the actual hitbox that you can stand on is a little bit bigger than what the R-wing actually looks like. And we use a triple jump up here, and then some A-B kicks, so even in regular Mario 64, if you double jump onto a slope, you can always do a triple jump on the slope, and then on certain slopes you can hold the A button, and then just tap the B button to do some kicks to get up other slopes. The first trick with the triple jump works on pretty much every slope in Mario 64, but the A-B kick trick does not work on some slippery slopes. So next up is Mushroom Kingdom, which is actually normally the first stage you play in the Super Smash Bros. Melee Adventure mode, but we can do the stages in any order in this game other than the final Bowser fight. So we did a skip at the beginning there, a triple jump dive, to do a different route for this stage, and that saves I think about 8 seconds. And that's actually one of the only things that Mario cannot do that Luigi can. Mario can do slower versions of most of the skips in this game that Luigi can do, but Mario just cannot do that one. But Fox and Ness actually can. So Luigi just kind of is able to do all of the skips in this game, whereas with the other characters it's kind of a mixed bag. But it's interesting to watch the different speedruns for every character. This is actually my favorite stage in the game, I would say. It's the most like kind of open and movement based. So next is the F-Zero stage, which is a very easy auto-scroller. So I've actually done a lot of commentated runs of this game before. I've done a couple marathon runs in the past for speedrun marathons, and I also have a video with some other world records for this game, so I'll link those in the description. Feel free to check those out. I'll put some in the end screen as well. but I just figured I would do commentary for this one because it's been a while and it's fun to make a commentated run anyway, so I figured why not. So in terms of this run, it is the world record, and the final time was 6:47.067 on the retime. And this run was very, very good overall. It wasn't quite perfect. I could probably, like if I really grinded, I could probably beat this by maybe up to 5 seconds. But that would be very difficult, especially because the first stage in the game with the Pikachus, where you have to collect the blue coins, is very luck-based and also requires great execution and also great reaction to whatever luck you do happen to get. So it's very difficult to optimize that segment. And I have done over 1,000 attempts of this Luigi category alone, so I've really tried to optimize every second that I can. I actually stood closer to the car there than I needed to, so that probably wasted about a few frames. You have to talk to the car, as strange as that sounds, to make the star appear, but you can be a little bit farther away and closer to the star. And we just have Giga Bowser, which is an easy fight in theory, but for the speedrun it's scary because you have to get this Bowser throw, and it could waste around 10 seconds if you miss it, which is too much of a time loss for a short run like this. But thankfully I hit it, and that's pretty much the run. The Giga Bowser model is also, it's kind of the opposite of the R-Wing, where the R-Wing is bigger than it looks like, whereas Giga Bowser's, his hitbox is smaller than it looks like, because he's based on the regular Bowser, and there's time right there. With Giga Bowser, he's based on the smaller Bowser from Mario 64, so you actually have to get closer than you'd think to grab his tail. But yeah, this was a great run. Feel free to check out the other runs I mentioned in the description or the end screen. I have some commentated runs for the other characters' world records, and hope you guys enjoyed. This was a great run. Maybe I'll improve it someday, but it's definitely a very good record for now. So thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and also like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.